Hi guys, I'm back. It is a lovely day outside today, and I said to myself, let me just wear something a little bit different. This is bright yellow, but I'm thinking that it actually matches my skin color quite well. So, yeah. I said, let me bust out that yellow dress because it's summer. Well, it's getting to summer. Um, and I've just been listening to, I don't know if it's Coffee or Kofi. Gosh, that girl is amazing. She's literally my new favorite artist. She's just fantastic. So yeah, I wanted to talk about today a topic that I found really interesting. Um, would I say I'm part of this movement? Kinda not. I don't really like to subscribe to being part of movements. There are just things I like and things I don't like. But this whole black women in luxury thing that I've seen online, I feel like it's fantastic. I think it's really important. And one of the reasons why it's important, in my opinion, is because, and guys, remember, all these videos are all just my mind. It's just what I'm thinking currently. It doesn't mean it's necessarily fact unless I actually quote facts, then that's different. Um, but just based off what I've seen and the experiences I've had, I think it's a good thing. I don't think I think people try to make it look like black people are obsessed with um, capitalism, and to an extent they are. But I don't necessarily think materialism is a bad thing. So this whole black women in luxury movement, where black women are just having videos talking about their luxury life, their luxury hotels, luxury travel, luxury goods. Literally, I am a connoisseur of luxury goods, um, and just living a soft life. And I am someone that I enjoy luxury goods. I enjoy traveling. I've been traveling has never been a big deal for me. It's never been something like, oh my God. Sometimes when you spend designer money on designer things, people will tell you, oh my God, you're so materialistic. I would rather spend that money on experiences. Honey, I've been having these experiences since I was a kid. My mum used to take all of us to Lourdes, and we'd pass through Paris every single year. We'd pass through Paris and stay in the most fantastic hotel, and then we on the border in Barcelona. There would be this amazing shop where my mum would just buy the biggest box of washing up powder you could ever imagine, and then like a bottle of wine as well. Like, she would do a whole host of shopping. It was crazy. And this was just a normal thing. Like, it was an everyday family thing, and it happened for years when we were kids, for years. So honestly, traveling has never really been, I know some people only get to experience traveling when they're adults, so they think that, when they have the money, the money should go on experiences. But that doesn't mean that just because you buy designer things or buy that you're materialistic and all you care about is material things. First of all, I don't think it's necessarily bad to be materialistic. I think there is a limit with everything you do. Sometimes being materialistic can push you to do better where you may not have ordinarily felt motivated to do better. So most people are materialistic, I would say, actually. You want a nice house, you want a nice car, you want to look good, you want nice clothes. That's Some of that is kind of materialistic. And people don't understand that having basic needs sometimes can be materialistic. Basic needs like, looking good, feeling good, being in adequate accommodation, good accommodation. Some of these things can actually venture into the materialistic side, but some of these things are actually just basic needs. And I've never felt that, I've always felt that unchecked materialism is the problem. Unchecked materialism. But just because you're materialistic doesn't mean that you don't want things for yourself that isn't just material. So it doesn't mean you don't want generational wealth, or you don't want to pass things down onto your kids. I think for Black women especially, it's incredibly important to be financially stable. So I love this whole Black women in luxury movement, because why? Black women are notoriously not protected in their communities, not protected at all. So you need to make sure you have some kind of financial stability. And look, love is incredibly important. Love is incredibly important. You know, being attractive is somewhat important, but the most important thing in this life, unfortunately, with the way the world is to be financially stable. 100%. Do you know you can actually die if you're poor? Like, that's the truth. A lot of people like to say, oh, starving people in Africa. Honey, there's poverty in your own backyard. There's poverty all over the Western world. There's different tiers of poverty. You've got people who are eating wood and paint because they're so hungry. They don't have any food. They're literally eating wood. And you've got people who are just barely able to pay the bills or not able to pay the bills and just on the verge of homelessness. And then you've got people who are just living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. There's varying degrees of poverty, but this is all poverty. And if you don't get yourself into a decent position in life, it is really, 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 really difficult to ever escape that poverty. Do you know what we mean by abstract poverty? A lot of people don't understand what abstract poverty is. There's a difference between being broke and being in abstract poverty. Being broke, you're probably getting some sort of paycheck. You're just not spending it adequately, or you're not spending it in a way that allows you to have your basic needs met. But when you're in abstract poverty, there is absolutely no room to leave that poverty cycle. It's just revolving consistently, constantly, never ending, revolving poverty. You're not able to escape that poverty. That's what we mean by abstract poverty. And a lot of Black women experience abstract poverty. So this whole mindset of Black women in luxury is fantastic because Black women have never really been associated with luxury, right? Especially in the past, past 100 years or so, it wasn't associated with luxury. So I love this. I love this whole, they're giving a new face, a new idea, and all these people saying, oh, it's materialistic. Please, other races have been materialistic for a minute. Okay. So, I don't see that as an issue. I think unchecked materialism is problematic. Unchecked obsession with money is problematic. Unchecked obsession with beauty is problematic. And I keep saying this, you guys. Obsession with beauty will lead you to mental illness. It will lead you to madness. Do you know why? Because obsession with beauty doesn't guarantee anything. Unless you are a famous model who literally makes your living off your looks, or some sort of actress or famous musician, even then you can see there are musicians that are unconventionally attractive and they're still doing their thing. Unless you're in one of those categories, it really doesn't matter how beautiful you are. There's always going to be someone willing to tell you, hey, I don't find you beautiful. And if you're obsessed with beauty, that will destroy you because you think that everyone should find you beautiful when that's not the case. Also, being beautiful doesn't really guarantee that you're going to be financially stable. I keep telling people this. It doesn't work that way. Being financially stable is one of the, if not the most important things, even more important than beauty. And being beautiful doesn't guarantee that you will be financially stable. It certainly helps. But do you know how many beautiful women are around the world that are living in abstract poverty? Do you know there are so many? There are so many beautiful girls that are poor and broke as hell. Literally, so many. It doesn't guarantee anything. It doesn't even guarantee that you will find someone who loves you, who wants to take care of you, who actually genuinely loves you outside of your physical body. It doesn't guarantee you will find anyone who will actually genuinely love you once your looks start to fade. This is what a lot of people get confused. A lot of people think that people are with them because they love them. They just love how you look. And when your looks start to fade, you will soon find the real them. And honestly, I believe that Black women should really be focusing on getting their money up. That should be the number one focus. Not even men. Men is not your focus. It's not your focus. Okay, look at this. I just got my papers today. Well, actually, I got it today. I got it like 2 weeks ago. And this is the deed to my house, the property that I bought. And if you see on this paper, I had to pay service charge, security capital contribution, connection to power supply, connection to water, IPP meter, survey fee, and legal fee on top of all the fees I paid. It's mad. So building wealth and actually having some kind of, some kind of like wealth is hard, especially for Black women. It's hard. So that should be your focus. You should be focusing on being financially stable and getting yourself to a place where you can live comfortably. Anyone that's encouraging Black women to date someone that's broke or date someone is actually an evil person. Omo, Omo, like you are, because black women already historically didn't have much. So any black woman that's trying to be about her business, I 100% support. And anyone telling you to do otherwise, should be completely ignored, because this is a life or death thing. In this world, you can actually die if you don't have enough resources for yourself. We see this in not just in the developing countries where literally children are starving every day, children are plucking out their eyes so that they can use that as a begging tactic on the street. Children are literally being born and they're literally living and eating on the sidewalk of the road. I'm not talking about developing countries. I'm talking about even in Western countries. People are poor. There are disabled people that are literally hanging on by a thread here. Hanging on by a thread. Like, if not for the government, I'm telling you, if not for the government actually having these specific welfare programs in place, a lot of people would be dead. They're hanging on by a thread. So this is important. This Black Women in Luxury movement is fantastic. I love it. I love it. I feel like more Black women should be doing whatever they can. I know that I would say I'm a little bit part of this Black Women in Luxury because I like the lifestyle that I have. I have a good lifestyle. I enjoy my life. I'm blessed. But at the same time, I know that this is also a movement that isn't experienced by the masses. It's not experienced by the majority of people. I'm fortunate enough that I'm doing well at I'm what, 27, and I'm doing good. But wasn't always like that. I've always said that I really worked hard to own my property. It's not like I'm a millionaire or anything. I'd say I'm squarely middle class, doing pretty well, and so is my partner, my fiance, doing very well. And if I continue this way, maybe by the grace of God. But at the end of the day, I know that this movement is not something that the masses are experiencing, but I definitely think Black women should be encouraged as much as possible to pursue that financial stability, whatever luxury means to you. If luxury means having a beautiful accommodation, a working car, some sort of savings, then go for it. You're not materialistic because you want a luxury life. You're not a gold digger because you want a good life. Don't fall into that trap. Don't believe that rubbish. Anybody that tells me I'm materialistic, I don't care. It's not my business. That's your business. It's not mine. My business is to worry about what I want. Your business is whatever the hell you want. I don't care. I have always said this. I've always been this kind of person, right? And just because just because you like material things doesn't mean you're not thinking about, savings or investments. I don't save for luxury things. I don't save for any of the luxury products that I have. If I want something, I'll buy it. If you're talking about me saving for like emergency fund, yeah, that's completely different. But people like to act as if you're a Black woman and you're buying expensive things, it's frivolous, or you're going into debt, or you're materialistic, or you're being selfish, or you're not donating, or whatever, all that nonsense. And this is a very it's a very gendered and sexist and misogynist view of women enjoying luxury products, because men can be up here spending the most ridiculous amounts on some shitty Hoblet watch, Philip Patek nonsense, Rolex crap, or they could be out here buying the most ridiculous cars, Lamborghini Huracan or whatever, doing whatever the hell they want, and nobody says anything. It's deemed as okay because it's a male thing, but fashion is primarily deemed as female. And so when women are buying these expensive handbags, especially Black women, they are ridiculed, or they are insulted, or seen as, you know, um, materialistic. That's bullshit. It is a load of cock and bull. It's a load of cock and bull. Seriously, it is. It's a load of cock and bull. Don't believe that. You have every right to carve the life for yourself that you want as a Black woman. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And one last thing I will say is that a lot of people believe that, um, you know, there's this obsession with like people who are struggling actually hating on other people who are struggling. Honey, hating on if you're broke and struggling, hating on another person that's broke and struggling is not gonna make you rich. I don't understand. You should understand. You should be coming from a place of empathy and understanding. There's this level of worship um of rich people, which is why I think a lot of horrible stuff flies in the black community. A lot of horrible stuff that rappers do, a lot of disgusting things that musicians do, it flies in the black community because these men, they want to be in that fantasy. They want to be in that rich world. So honestly, nobody should be coming to say anything about the black women in luxury movement because it's fantastic, and I hope it continues. I love to see all the TikToks, all the videos. I just love to see it. I love to freaking see it. And guys, I've seen poverty. I've seen it with my own eyes when I was growing up because obviously I went to boarding school in Nigeria and my parents paid for my boarding school, so it wasn't even a joke thing. It wasn't cheap. I was there for 2 years, and every time I came back home, shall I say, there was this girl who was like 18 years old, and she'd gotten knocked up by a 40-year-old man, and they were literally living in like a swamp boys' quarters, just one room, and she just completely destroyed any chance of improving her life. I don't know wherever she is, but I really hope she's doing well wherever she is because I only met her very briefly, and I remember she was asking me, "Tell me about London. Tell me about London." Guys, when I tell you that I felt bad, I tried to encourage her to go back into education because I knew it was important that she would need it. It was so obvious that the guy was just holding her down, and obviously, 18 years old, she's not a kid, but she's also not a grown adult. And I'm not sure why we are out here acting as if these guys aren't predatory. You know, these women, they have hopes, they have bright futures, and they get with these guys, and futures just go down. It just disappears, and it was just really sad and depressing. Honestly, I don't even like to think about it. It was sad and depressing that she was in such a state. This is a child. We don't expect her to have the intelligence of a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old. She hasn't had enough life experiences. So yeah, it was just depressing. I would definitely say to all black women, whatever luxury is to you, if it means traveling, if it means designer things, if it means, having savings accounts, being financially stable, all of that, that's important. Go for it. Chase it. Go for it. Let that be. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't have relationships and you shouldn't have love in your life. But just know that being stable and being financially stable is incredibly important. It's not something that love can replace. Yeah, that's what I would say. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about today. Whoa, are you serious? Oh my god. Guys, it's really been a stressful week for me. It's been a stressful week. I'm definitely gonna be uploading more about quiet luxury versus like old money because I'm seeing that conversation so much. And these people, they be acting like they bank at Coots. If you guys don't know who Coots is, Coots is the bank that the royal family banks with. The royal family of England. They're the bank that the royal family banks with. You can't really join that bank unless you have like £1 million at least to invest. And they're looking for you to at least have £2 million that you want to play around with. So they don't even let you go past their first main page if you don't have that kind of money. So a lot of people be acting like when they talk about quiet money and luxury, they be acting as if black women cannot be part of the luxury movement or blah 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 blah, and they be acting as if if you buy designer things like a lot of the things I have here, like you can see, I have a ton of designer stuff here. I have a ton of designer stuff. I love designer stuff. But they be acting as if you buy designer things, you're trying to be old money. No, 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 no. Honey, even you who is hating on people buying designer things, you ain't part of that crowd either. So you don't need to worry about what someone else is doing. Just do what you need to do. So yeah, I've always been of the mindset that, You should do what you enjoy, especially Black women who are not protected in the communities at all, not cherished, not put first, and ridiculed online, offline, not made to feel desirable, not made to feel, even though we are beautiful. Every single thing is modeled off us. We are fantastic, right? So any Black women that are interested in the Black women in luxury movement, go for it. Don't let anyone stop you. And certainly don't let anyone call you materialistic because you're interested in Black women in luxury. Who gives a fuck what they think? All you need to worry about is what you want for your life. Okay? That's all I worry about. Believe me. Okay, so that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. I need to go out. I'm always going out. It's a running joke. You know what I'm gonna say, right? Before I say it, I need to go out. You know what I'm gonna say? I need to go out. Yeah. I need to go out. Okay. So I'm gonna go, guys, but I will see you as soon as I can, whenever that is. And thank you so much for all the watches, all the comments, all the subscribers, the new subscribers. I really appreciate you. I don't know where you're coming from. I think one of my videos is doing quite well, but thank you so much for subscribing and for commenting and liking the videos. God bless. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay? Do it. I know you want it. In the words of Ben Stiller, do it. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye.